welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and today is going to be a what's for dinner video. I'm going to be showing you 3 easy weeknight meals. I hope you enjoy. And if you're new, I would love to have you stick around, subscribe, and join my YouTube family. So this first meal is pasta with a vodka cream sauce. Again, very simple, easy weeknight meal. We are starting off by heating up some oil in a pan, which is what the garlic is going to be put into. And then separately, we are starting to boil a pot of water. And you'll notice throughout this video that my husband makes a lot of the food, and that is something that's typical for us just on a day-to-day basis. He does make most of our dinners. With me working outside of the home and him working from home, it just works out better that way. And he also loves cooking, and he is amazing at it. So what we did here is we've gotten the finely chopped garlic put into the hot pan of oil, and then we added some red pepper flakes on top of that. Gave it a few flips, and now we're adding in some basil. Next, after that, we added in our heavy whipping cream, and we'll go ahead and stir that up nicely so everything can incorporate. And then after that, we will go ahead and add in the vodka. It's a 4-second count that my husband did on this. Now we're going ahead and moving to adding in our tomato sauce. So we've got 2 small cans of that will be added into the garlic mixture. And funny story with this tomato sauce is that my husband put one of the cans in, and then my son dumped the other can of tomato sauce into the garlic mixture because he really likes to help in the kitchen. And we realized after the fact that there was a can lid. One of the cans, its lid ended up into the pan, and I went back and watched all my footage, and I can't tell which one of them did it. I didn't catch it on camera, but it made me laugh. So my money is actually leaning towards it was my husband. He says it was my son. We'll probably never know, but I thought it was funny. And now next we're adding in our pasta. It's from Costco. We're adding that into our boiling water. And then here, like I mentioned, here's my son pouring in that second can of tomato sauce. We had also picked up this loaf of bread at Costco, so we're warming that up in the oven. Then we'll go ahead and get it sliced up. And here, my husband is now adding some Parmesan cheese on top of the cooked pasta that we've combined with the pasta sauce. And this is our girl Breezy. She's helping us do some cleanup. My husband and I had dripped some pasta sauce on the floor, and so she was very, very eager to help us clean that up. And then last part of this meal, we did a chopped salad kit. It turned out really, really yummy. I liked it. It wasn't my husband's favorite, but he ate it. He liked it, but just not as much as I did. This is also from Costco. I really like these pre-made salad kits because we had already spent some time making the pasta and the sauce, and it was nice to just be able to combine the salad and have it be ready to go. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you like the salad kits where everything's pre-made and you just kind of put it together, stir it up, or do you prefer to make your own salads? Let me know. I'm curious. If you want to see something cute, just look at my son. He's standing right behind my husband. He was making so many faces and being so silly while we were putting the salad together. I didn't want to cut it out because I think he's adorable. And here is the finished salad. Again, I really liked it. There's our bread from Costco. It went really well with the pasta. And the pasta itself, we've had it before and it was delicious. It was, like I said, perfect weeknight meal. Love it. This next meal is also super easy. It is steak, rice, beans, and veggies. The nice part about this is that really everything came out of a box, bag, or can except for the steak. That's just sometimes what we have to do, especially with me working, but my son loves rice-a-roni, so it's really not a problem. We've got that going on the stove as well as a can of the Bush's baked beans. We add a few additional spices to this, like hot sauce. Sometimes we'll add some cayenne pepper or chipotle pepper. And then we've got our steaks going in the cast iron here. We like our steaks on the medium rare side, but that is completely up to you. However you like to cook it is what you should do. And then this super big bag of frozen veggies it's the Kirkland brand, so it's from Costco. We just put some of those in a bowl with some butter and some salt and pepper and followed the instructions on the bag to steam them in the microwave. And they're really pretty good. I don't mind the flavor. They're not as bland as you would think they would be, and you could, of course, add more spices if you wanted to. Matt is now getting the meat sliced up, and we're going to get everything plated. This is a super easy but super delicious meal, and definitely nice for a weekday. This next meal that I want to share with you is a dump and go crock pot meal. It's very simple chicken tacos. I love these dump and go crock pot meals. I am not the world's most amazing cook and I don't have a lot of time either, so I really do appreciate these recipes. I will share the exact measurements of everything in the description box below, but you'll need chicken broth or packet of ranch seasoning, hot sauce, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, as well as some chipotle seasoning. Here I am just measuring out the chicken broth. I'm just proud of myself that I'm actually remembering to use a liquid measuring cup for this because I was preparing this very early in the morning before going to work. And so I'm just, like I said, proud of myself for actually doing that correctly. But going to get the broth into the crock pot. And then next, we're going to be adding in the ranch seasoning. Just a small amount of this had to be reserved and added in at the end of the recipe. And so I'll leave all of that below, but just a heads up on that. Almost the entire packet of ranch seasoning will go into the crock pot right away. We have these nice little cups from World Market that you can see, the blue and the green little dishes or cups, whatever you want to call them. They make it really easy for measuring out spices or reserving parts of like this packet of ranch seasoning. So they make the prep nice and simple, which I appreciate. So I am just pulling out the amount that needed to be reserved. I'm going to set that aside and add it in when it's closer to the tacos being done. And then after this, I am now going to pull the rest of my spices. So we're going to start with the garlic powder, get that measured out. We go pretty heavy with the garlic and garlic powder in this house. So really do whatever you think you're going to like the flavor of. It's a stronger flavor. So I know not everyone is a huge fan of it. And then after that, I'm going to measure out my onion flakes. We also like to go pretty heavy handed with these as well, but do whatever you like. Now I'm going to measure out some of the chipotle seasoning. These spices are all from Penzeys. We used to live in Colorado and we would actually shop at Penzeys in person. But now that we live here in Minnesota, we're very, very fortunate that we can still order the Penzeys spices online and get them shipped out here to us. So almost all of our spices are from Penzeys at this point. And so measuring that out, we really like quite a bit of spice. And so just if you're not someone that likes spicy tacos, I would say probably just leave out the chipotle seasoning. Now I've got my chicken put into the crock pot and I'm going to be adding my salt and pepper on top. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite spice is or what your favorite seasoning is. But for my husband, it is black pepper. He uses a crazy amount of black pepper in nearly every recipe. And so I was adding in a bit of extra pepper with him in mind. And now I'm going ahead and getting the salt added as well. And then, of course, if you've watched any of my What's for Dinner videos, you know that I really like this Tabasco hot sauce. And so we just buy it at Walmart or Target, but I put this in almost every single dish. So of course had to add that in and now I'm adding out those spices that I had just pre-measured and I'm going to go ahead and get everything mixed up and incorporated once I add the chicken broth on top. I did go back after the fact and add in just a little bit more chicken broth so that everything could get nicely covered and mixed together more easily. And now I'm adding in that ranch seasoning packet. And once I did this is when I realized that I wanted to add a little bit more chicken broth again, just so everything could be nicely covered and coated and evenly covered with all of the spices. Here I'm just showing you that we had cooked this on high. In all reality, once I prepped everything, I put the entire crock pot into the fridge and my husband turned everything on later. We cooked it on high for 2.5 hours. Then when I came home from work, I pulled out the chicken, let it rest and cool for a few minutes, and then I shredded everything up. I pulled out any of the fat and pieces that we didn't want to eat. After that, I got it back into the crock pot so it could start heating up again. And then at that point, we added in our cream cheese. My son was so sweet and helpful when he saw me shredding this chicken. He actually, on his own, went and got another paper plate and another fork so that he could help me shred it. And he did an amazing job. So it went much faster thanks to his help. And as you can see, he and I have gotten the chicken back into the crock pot. We're going to give it a stir. Like I said, let it warm back up and then add in our cream cheese so that these will be very creamy, shredded chicken tacos with a good kick and spice to them. To make your life easier, don't forget to let your cream cheese sit out for a few minutes and soften up. That'll make it much easier for you to just plop it right into the crock pot. Then I'm adding that small amount of the reserved ranch seasoning and mixed everything up, and we are ready to serve. We ate it with beans, rice, and my husband made a slaw to go on top of the tacos. He also did a sriracha mayo, which was very, very good. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one.
With no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited for.